Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. We are joined by Zach Smith here in the studio and Johnny Scoville by phone. And we will get to you, Johnny, in just one moment because people will not believe why you're with us today. This is too much fun. Zach, first of all, welcome to our community.
Thank you.
And tell me a little bit about why you're here. What are you bringing to us today?
Basically, what we're getting ready to do is have a craft and vendor show over in Clinton, Ohio. Proceeds are going to be donated to the park for whatever they need it for, whether it's adding stuff to their facility or renovations, whatever they need to do. So that's pretty much what we're trying to do here.
What I love is I said, who are you with? And you said, not with anybody in particular. We just
myself.
decided to do it. Okay, well, that is so cool, Zach. What went into deciding that this was something that a cause you were going to take up?
Well, my wife and I visited the park, really just drove by it and started doing a little bit of research on it and found out that it was completely self-donated, self-funded. There's no government help. It's volunteer ran. I've never had a craft show, but I am in them pretty regularly. So I thought maybe we'd try setting one up, and that's pretty much where it went.
So how does a person go from that thought to actually pulling this off? Did you contact friends or what? Help us connect those dots.
Yep. I'm part of several different Facebook communities where there are craft and vendor shows. They post where they're having them. Finding people wasn't very difficult. Just reaching out to the community, let them know what we're doing. Everything else has just gone from there. So I do have some friends that are in this type of business, my wife included. Finding people wasn't difficult.
This time of year, it's so much fun to go to any kind of a craft show. So this is taking place, first of all, let's let everybody know so they can get it on their calendars right now, taking place soon.
Yeah, it's September 16th and September 17th from 9 to 4.
Okay, and it will be there in Ohio Veteran Memorial Park in Clinton.
Yeah, right beside the park.
What are we going to find there? What kind of vendors? What does your wife do?
My wife sells a product called Clever Container. It's organization type stuff to where anything that you could use it for, office supplies, groceries.
Okay, let's park on that for a little bit. Tell me more about this Clever Container. What is it, a box-shaped something? Or
Not exactly, no. Clever Container is a bunch of different, a bunch of different items. They have things that you can put inside your refrigerator to organize your groceries, your pop cans, your things that go inside your cabinet to do aluminum cans for your food, that kind of stuff. Office supplies where you can organize your files or things like that.
Closets, something for the closet?
Yeah, they'd have different things.
Do?
You have to vacuum pack stuff and shrink stuff down for you. And
to
all
get
that.
it under your bed.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, there's some
my
things
goodness.
like that.
And
so.
she'll be there.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. Right there is a good reason to go. What else will we find?
There'll be people who make wine bottles, people who do different like pallet furniture and wooden toys, and trying to think what else would be there.
It just sounds great. I mean, you're going to find a little bit of everything, aren't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of different things there. People make wreaths and things like that.
That was my next question. Anything decorative.
Yeah.
So, yes, we'll find
definitely.
wreaths there as well. Our new fall wreath we can pick up there.
Absolutely.
About how many vendors are we talking about?
Right now I have just over 50 between direct sales, which are your Party Light and Tupperware and things like that, and then also your handcrafters like myself and some of the other companies that'll be there. So.
And is there a cost to attend, or is it the vendors give a portion of their proceeds, or how does the park earn money?
The park will be earning money through the table fees that we charge for people to sit there. There's no entry fee to get in and to look at. The park itself is open to the public. So, I mean, there's no reason that we would want to try charging somebody to come and see something like that.
Very cool. You know you're up against Yankee Peddler, right?
Yes, I do. Yep, I do.
But you're free, so you've got that going on for you.
Definitely.
Very, very cool. How about food? What are we going to find in the way of food? Because you yourself are sort of in the food industry, correct?
Somewhat, yeah. I make different spicy products, salts and seasonings and oils and all kinds of stuff.
Now
But,
let's park there. What do you make, and tell us where we can get them?
basically, what I do, everything that I make is pepper infused. It's like I said, I make salts that are pepper infused. I use Mediterranean sea salt for all my products. I make different rubs, grinders,
Ooh.
all kinds of little things.
Ooh.
So
How did you get into this, Zach?
I'm really just love for spicy things to begin with.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty much where it all stemmed from. I just started doing it right around the end of last year.
And what is your company called?
Shippin' Fire.
Okay.
Yep.
And so like nice meat rubs and everything, but be ready with the Pepto just in case.
And not all of it, no. Not everything I make is super spicy. I mean, everybody has their limits. Everybody has their tolerance. Some people can't even stand black pepper. So, I mean, there's a little level for everybody.
So you're able to make things at different levels. And
Absolutely.
you create this yourself.
I do.
Is your company here local?
It's pretty much based out of my home. Yeah.
That's so fun. And then where do you distribute? Where can we buy these things?
I sell mainly my stuff on Facebook through my webpage on there. And then at the different events that I attend to. Yep.
Are you working now in getting into stores or different places?
At some point in time, I would like to. Yep,
I've
absolutely.
got some friends I want to introduce you to. That's really, really cool. All right. Well, speaking of spicy food, you've got one friend in the spicy food world,
I do.
and you've invited him
Yep.
to come in. And what's going on? This is going to be very unique for a craft and vendor show.
Yep.
You won't see this at all the craft and vendor shows.
Not very many, pretty few and far between.
Okay, tell us what we can expect.
Yep. On the 16th, we're having a pepper eating contest that directly stemmed from my business. That right there, we are actually flying a man by the name of Johnny Scoville all the way from Reno. So, and that was donated by other people in the Chili Head community, as we call it.
Who knew, first of all, that there was a Chili Head community?
Yeah, that's what we call ourselves.
Okay, and these are people who love spicy food.
Basically, yeah.
Johnny, first of all,
Hi, Susie.
thanks for joining us. And okay, how did you guys meet? Through this Chili Head community?
Yeah, that's how we met. I have a YouTube channel where I review and spicy foods and peppers and sauces, and I do challenges as well. And Zach contacted me, and he has some, just if you guys are listening, wonderful, wonderful heated salts, variety of different flavors, different levels of heat. And I did some reviews for Zach's for Shippin' Fire Foods on my channel, and that's how I met Zach.
Oh, don't you love social media? Isn't it just the greatest invention ever?
The game changer, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Johnny, before we get into what your role at the pepper eating contest, tell us more about your YouTube channel. What can we find there, and how in the world did you get to become a food reviewer, and have your own YouTube channel? How did that come about?
It's interesting. I've been a chili head before the word chili head existed. I've always liked hot foods. I think the first time I ever got into it, I was pouring too much hot red pepper on a piece of pizza, and I got an endorphin rush from it. I remember looking around the table wondering if anybody knew what I was feeling. But I watched people that reviewed chilies and ate hot peppers, and a lot of them, they weren't family friendly. They would do things and they would curse. And I have a very family-friendly show.
Yeah.
And I have kids that watch it with their families. And what I do is I review hot peppers, the hottest peppers in the world, sauces, salsas, you name it. And I do challenges. And some of the challenges I do are on the little more, even more than extreme.
Yeah,
pretty extreme.
Definitely.
What's the hottest thing you ever ate?
The hottest thing I've ever eaten was an extract that they rate things in Scoville ratings. And that's the heat scale. It's called the Scoville scale. And to give you an example, I think like a jalapeno pepper is around 3,500 Scoville heat units.
Wow.
The hottest thing I've ever eaten was 15.2 million Scoville units, which is on the upper level. It's kind of in the stratosphere. And it was a powder, and That's what I do. So that's the hottest thing I've done to date. But I've done some challenges where I've attempted to eat an entire case of hot sauce
Oh,
in one sitting, and I've done some pretty extreme stuff. And I do it for the love of it. The people seem to enjoy it, and I'm very, very proud that my mom and dad can watch this.
yes.
I have 270 videos I've made so far on my channel, which is called Chase the Heat. And
Chase the
my
Heat.
mom and dad can watch any one of those, and they'll never see anything that's going to embarrass them.
I
They'll
love
see
that.
things that will scare them. But
Okay.
it's very, very family friendly.
So I love it. Check out Chase the Heat and look up Johnny Scoville. They've named that scale after him, or vice versa. Johnny, I'm imagining, like, I'm trying to think of hot things I've eaten. Okay, I do like sushi, but I'll never touch that green
Wasabi.
glob, the wasabi beside it. Have you done wasabi? Do you eat
It's
it?
interesting you say that. I love wasabi.
You love
It's
wasabi.
great. You get the wasabi wiggle when you've had too much, and that's something I kind of look for.
Okay.
Although I have not done a wasabi challenge yet, I had people that have requested it, so it might be something. I stick to spicy things, although it's not a chili. It is spicy, so it's in the realm of what I probably will end up doing. So you'll
Right.
see that eventually.
One, I try and steer away from personal stories, but I got to tell you this one. I had to call 911 one time because I was in a restaurant and an elderly woman thought that was avocado
Oh no.
and took a bite of the whole thing and was lying on the floor not breathing. And
Really? Wow.
it has a happy ending. She was okay, but the EMT people showed up. But, that was scary. So what is the thing to do if you've eaten something that's too hot and you feel yourself, this is too hot? Is it cold water? Is it a piece of bread? What is the best thing to do if you've overdone it?
Good question. I had a woman that messaged me the other day that she had her 1-year-old granddaughter accidentally grabbed a hold of a Scotch bonnet pepper, which is fairly hot.
Yeah, nearly
And
500,000.
ate it. Yeah, she was in some distress, and I said to her, the best thing to do, I think, bread helps, but milk tends to help. It's kind of like
Dairy.
somebody who drank too much. To be really honest with you, time is the only thing that's going to make it go away. But dairy foods like Zach just mentioned, like yogurt, milk, will certainly help it a little bit.
That'll
But I'm
neutralize
telling
it.
you, when
Somewhat.
you've overdone it, the best thing there's not a whole lot you can do other than ride it out.
Well, that's marvelous news, Johnny. Thank you. Okay, so the hot pepper eating contest is taking place on September 16th, and
Yep, 3 o'clock.
so anyone can go head to head against Johnny Scoville. Is that what we're talking about?
He will be one of the couple contestants that we have. Myself, I'll be joining it as well. But yeah.
How do you enter?
Basically, you just get a hold of me. You can get me on social media, call,
Okay.
text me,
Message
whatever
you.
way.
You want to know ahead of time because you need to know how many
No,
hot
you
peppers
can
to have?
actually do it day of up until 2:30.
Okay.
2:30, I'm going to cut it off. I do have a limited amount of people that I can do this. I have a friend of mine that lives in North Carolina by the name of Steve Beeler. He is going to be sending me a box full of basically pain. So that's basically what he's sending me. But so it will be limited. But yeah, and it's a $20 entry fee. Winner's going to be taking home half of the entry costs, and then the other half will be donated to the park as well.
So much fun. All right, so that part is, and it will take place at what time? Will you actually be doing the hot pepper eating contest?
That'll be at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. 2:30 is last time to sign up.
Yep.
And that is the Saturday, the 16th.
Yes.
All right. We've got to take a short break. We'll be back with Zach and Johnny after these words. You're listening to Our Community.